Yeah.
Friends, fellow UO students, we gather here today to officially unite the University of Oregon Foundation and the fossil fuel industry in marriage. Their decision to marry has not been entered into lightly, and today they publicly declare their private devotion to each other. The essence of this commitment is the acceptance of each other in entirety, as companion, as friend, and business partner. A good and balanced relationship is one in which neither person is overpowered nor absorbed by the other, one in which neither person is possessive of the other, one in which both give their love freely and without jealousy. Marriage, ideally, is a sharing of responsibilities, hopes, and dreams. It takes special effort to grow together, survive hard times, and be loving and selfish. To be loving and unselfish. Today you declare your commitment to each other before the students of the university. Your yesterdays were the path to this moment, and your journey together and commitment to a future becomes a little clearer with each new day. Ultimately, there comes a moment when a decision must be made. Two people who love each other, each must ask themselves how much they hope for as their love and pockets grow, and how much risk they're willing to take. For example, millions of dollars, or a student sit-in. Commitment may well be a fearful gamble. Because it is the nature of love to create, a marriage itself is something which has to be created. Such, as we come together in marriage, we become a new creature. If anyone can show just causes why this couple cannot lawfully be joined together in matrimony, let them speak now or forever hold their peace.
I object! I object to this wedding! Climate change is real, and fossil fuel emissions are the biggest cause of it. By marrying the fossil fuel industry, you are enabling the continued destruction of this planet. This is a university where we come to learn and prepare for our future. How dare you destroy the chance of us even having a future with your selfish actions? This is not love!
I also object. We say that this is a green university. The mission statement even says green is in our DNA.
That it does.
But how can we say this when clearly the fossil fuel industry and this university's foundation are in love? Climate change is real, as Selena said, and as temperatures continue to rise, 1/4 of all plant and animal species will become extinct.
No.
This is a dire and pressing issue, and it is up to us to change it. And if this university is as green as they say it is, then you will stop this wedding and you will not be lawfully bonded in marriage.
I object on behalf of all the kids too young to know the consequences of your actions. On behalf of all the kids who are not yet born into the world where their futures are less valuable than the prospect of financial gain. This marriage, it's not about love. The millions of people, young and old, around the world, standing up for the livelihood of everyone else on the planet, That's what love looks like.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just can't be quiet any longer. You know, oil, we go way back. I mean, I was 16, I got my license. And I remember cruising the streets with you. That was the best days of my life. But, you know, I grew up. I started taking the bus, and biking a little, and, you know, sometimes I drive to Costco, but you know, the way you've behaved, I mean, Foundation, did she tell you about Nigeria? Did she? I'm sorry, I had to say it, right? I mean, look, you guys, you've been together so long. You just think you have to do this. You don't have to do this. You're like a gambler that keeps losing at the table, and you want to raise the ante and stay in and get it back, but it ain't gonna happen. Oil's on its way down. It's time to fold and walk. I mean, just look. Last week, the oil producers met, and they couldn't agree to limit output to bring the prices up. It's just gonna go down. I'm sorry. I had to say it. I just had to.
Thank you, Randy. That was stirring. As a member of Osberg's Renewable Campaign, I must also object. Around the world, there are organizations, companies, and foundations who are not creating emissions like you do. And yet you seek to entwine yourself with a person whose actions are destroying the lives of innocent people all around the world, in direct opposition to the wishes of your constituents who are gathered here today. The entire islands are being swallowed by rising tides, and yet you stand here wedding yourself to this destruction without so much as an apology. You already disgusted me, but you I had higher hopes for. This man has reached a level of depravity that, as a concerned citizen, causes me great fear and trepidation. As constituents, it is all of our shared responsibility to reject this corrupt marriage, but even more so, it is your responsibility as a man of honor and authority to live up to the ideals you profess to believe. End this farce of a marriage while you still can. Thank you.
I object. I totally object. This is your Auntie Jane, UO Foundation. You are bringing shame on your family and the people who love you. I am old enough to remember just way back in 2003 when the Lillis Business School opened with great pride, dedicated to the vision, mission, and curriculum that reflect the values of the Pacific Northwest business community. One of the strongest values in the recognition of the preciousness of our natural environment and the need to protect resources. Business students have always since been learning to make the most of the natural elements, and the Lillis Business Complex ensures that their educational environment can do the same. This opened thanks to the vision of Chuck and Gwen Lillis and others who saw that the future was in sustainability and stopping climate change. They recognize that environmental stewardship yields many business benefits. So it is just behind the times that you would marry this drug-addicted bride. She will yield 6 children and bring shame on our family. I cannot stand for it.
Hold on, everyone. I think I've heard enough of this.
What is this?
Everyone here needs to remember that the university encompasses within it the viewpoints of many people, all of which need to be protected and most of which need to be accorded respect. By rejecting to this marriage, you are undermining the free speech of other people within the campus community.
What?
Shame. Now, this marriage is not, for any social cause. It is about, one body marrying another to maximize returns in a beautiful way. Now, as a member of the UO Foundation, we have offered out in Olive Branch 2 students that we even invited you to this wedding. You should be thankful to us. But by continuing to beat the same drum of divestment day after day, students have completely rejected our offer, and as a result, have lost the opportunity for further dialogue with us. Yeah, this marriage will continue without any further objections or interruptions. I thank you.
Fossil fuel industry. Do you pledge to share your life with the University of Oregon Foundation? Do you promise to cherish alumni donations and maximize returns for their investments? Will you encourage the foundation, stand with them in sickness and in health, through oil spills and drilling, through water contamination and government subsidies, till death do you part? Do you pledge to share your love with those around you, so that they may learn from your love and be encouraged to grow in their own lives? So that they may be comforted in the knowledge that their university, a center place for research and environmental awareness, financially depends on the same destructive forces students study to counteract. Foundation, do you pledge to share your life with fossil fuel? To them, do you promise to invest millions of dollars and not alter your marital decisions for any social cause? And while you claim climate change to be one of the most important issues of our time, will you invest accordingly, support the fossil fuel industry in sorrow and in joy, ignore scientific research and student protests, and neglect university Senate resolutions and drops in share value till death do you part? Do you promise?
UO Foundation destroys this nation. 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 UO Foundation destroys this nation.
All right, thank you everyone for coming to the wedding. So as people may know, we are part of the Divest UO campaign, and we have been sitting in Johnson Hall for 9.5 weeks thus far. So this wedding was a culmination of sorts of that. We're going to be ending our sit-in for the moment being, and but we're also planning on launching our Divest Fund. And our Divest Fund is a way for any donors, potentially parents of people here, potentially other wealthy people, to donate to the University of Oregon without the money going towards the UO Foundation. The UO Foundation is actually a nonprofit corporation that, when we met with them, told us we cannot take a stand on any social cause and change our investments for them. And our only obligation is to maximize returns. This is, not, the best sustainable practice if we're trying to protect the earth necessarily. So the Divest Fund, which, we're going to be reaching out to alumni and donors for, aims at, is comprised of 30 different universities. The money that goes towards that fund, the foundation doesn't get until they pledge to divest. And if they don't pledge to divest within a certain time frame, probably December 2017, then all of the money that was donated to the U of O from donors goes towards other universities within that foundation that have divested towards their scholarship funds. And vice versa, if the U of O does divest, then other universities that haven't get their money goes towards the U of O. So in this way, we're trying to pressure the university with the, by pressing the only button that they seem to have, which isn't the morality button, it isn't the democracy button, or the, considering other students on campus. It's the how to make another nickel today button. So we're going to try to, collect some nickels and not give it to them until they divest. Otherwise, I encourage people to come to, our meetings Tuesday at 6 p.m. in Anstet 195. Excuse me, Anstet 191. Keep a lookout for what we're doing on campus. We have a meeting scheduled with the foundation that will be scheduled with the foundation in June, and we'll see how that goes. Thus far, they've kind of stonewalled us, but we'll see if we can go through the formal mechanisms before we try more direct activism, potentially right afterwards. So thanks everyone for coming, and that's it.